Buenos días y bienvenidos de todos. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shearer, and I am the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please contact me for the link and the password, or check our website, www.CSLPV, under the weekly talk section. So today is Sunday, April 7th, 2024, and we are greatly anticipating the beautiful expression that will be here tomorrow with the solar eclipse. And here in Puerto Vallarta, we will be seeing approximately 95%, 95% of the eclipse. And so there's a lot of anticipation in the air. And so today we are continuing with our topic for the month, which is gentle giantness. And the topic for this week is your gentleness is showing. So at this time, I'd like to once again truly welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta, whether you're on the live Zoom call or watching the replay at a later time. So we teach a philosophy that honors all faiths, all paths, all traditions. So whichever path you are on, know that it is the right one for you. And no matter what your background is, please know that everyone is welcome here. We value each and every one of you. So as I mentioned, we teach a philosophy, and it's called the Science of Mind. It's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom, where we offer spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that exists everywhere within everyone. And when Dr. Ernest Holmes founded this teaching in the 1920s, he had studied both Eastern and Western spiritual texts in order to create the science of mind, which is based on or focused on the individual use of thoughts and this powerful thing called the mind. When he was asked to provide a concise definition of the teaching, he had replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. In addition to our 10 a.m. Zoom meeting, we will now be meeting in person at our new location on Sundays at noon at Café La Ventana, Calle Venezuela, 152. Yes, 152 Venezuela. So hang out with us after the service, both online and in person, to enjoy some great conversation with like-minded people. And so, as we do each week, let's together review our purpose, vision, and mission statements. We have a grand purpose here each week, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity, and to love and serve our community. We do this by means of our vision, creating the life you desire. And this is supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. And more on all of these can be found on our website as well, under its own topic headline. And so I am laughing because, as usual, the meeting has started on Zoom. And so my cat has to jump in and join in on the talk. So you might see her tail across the screen. So let's begin. Gentleness is not just letting yourself off the hook and giving yourself a free pass. Nor is gentleness a weakness or meekness. At its core, gentleness takes awareness, compassion, and gratitude for who you are and where you are. Gentleness refers to the quality of being kind, considerate, tender, or having a mild disposition. It involves treating others with care, empathy, and compassion. And it also implies a soft approach in interactions with others. Gentleness can manifest in various forms, such as gentle words, gentle actions, or gestures that convey understanding, patience, and respect towards others' feelings and well-beings. And it takes courage to choose to be gentle, but it is a worthy exploration. Gentleness reminds us that we are so much more than we give ourselves credit for. It allows pain, sorrow, fear, and doubt to be for our highest good. And it opens us up to see things differently and to be okay with being ourselves. This is what Ernest Holmes wrote. There is something about you and me that is cosmic, universal, that stretches over time and space. Let us learn to think better of ourselves. So yes, there is one universal energy, life, God, whatever you choose to call it. It is in all, as all. Each of us is an individualized expression of this all. And as such, we are perfect, whole, and complete, just as we are. Each and every moment is sacred and holy. Part of the human condition is forgetting these essential truths, and then remembering them is our practice. Active faith and dedication to these principles and practices bring into form the life that we were meant to live. Ernest Holmes said, if we are to have an active faith, the faith of God, instead of merely a faith in God, our thought must be centered in universal mind. We are convinced that under divine law, all things are possible if we only believe and work in conformity with the principles of the law. Such a faith does not spring full-orbed into being, but grows by knowledge and experience. So let's remember to be who we are and allow things in life to happen as they do. Part of being in this human form is living with fear, anxiety, and doubt sometimes. And you have been you for a very long time. You have decades of others people's voices, opinions, and judgments in your head. On top of that, they have made their voice your voice. You talk to yourself in worse ways than you would let anyone else talk to you. So let's get real, folks. You deserve better. You are an individualized expression of the divine. And some moments just suck. But both of those statements are true. We are divine, and sometimes life sucks. You are not just sacred and holy some of the time, or only when it feels good. All that you are is love in form. And perspective is everything. The simple shift of perspective from suffering to this will this work out for me, opens you up ever so slightly to breathe a little bit deeper, remembering for just a moment that you are love in form gives you distance from the discomfort and allows answers and solutions and opportunities to show up. It allows you to recognize patterns and habits that no longer serve you and helps you to let go of them without judgment. In The Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes wrote, if we are to have an active faith, the faith of God, instead of merely a faith in God, our thought must be centered in universal mind. We are convinced that under divine law, all things are possible if we only believe and work in conformity with the principles of the law. Such a faith does not spring full-orbed into being, but grows by knowledge and experience. And it's quite interesting that I actually read that twice. So maybe it was needed to be heard that much more. So let's turn compassion around. Compassion stems from awareness, and we hear a lot about compassion for others. Jack Kornfield says, if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. And yes, each one of us has had to deal with real drama in our lives. And yes, we've all done despicable things. And in order to live our lives fully from this point forward, we have to move beyond them. So we get to practice self-compassion and forgiveness. Dr. Barbara Waterhouse said this, if you could have done something differently, you would have done something differently. And you didn't, so you couldn't. So as we learn more and knew more, we have an opportunity to do better. So let's have some compassion for ourselves in that learning phase, knowing that we will do better when we know better. And when you say that everything is sacred and holy, do you really mean it? If you say yes, it means laying on the couch, watching TV while eating a bag of popcorn is a sacred experience. It means being moody and short-tempered with someone that you love is holy. It means failing in your business is for your highest and best. So this doesn't mean that you don't learn from these experiences and choose differently in the future. By being self-compassionate, you create an openness for different ways of doing things, and you recognize other options. It also helps you forgive yourself when you don't choose these new options. It's a learning curve, and it takes practice. Brene Brown said this, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. So let's be authentic and show ourselves some gratitude and love. There's always something to be grateful for. Pam Grout said, I would like to suggest that there is nothing more important you could ever do for yourself than to tune into the frequency of gratitude and joy. I just celebrated another year around the sun and invited all of my friends to join me for dinner. And I'm grateful for all that came out to break bread with me and for all the lovely messages and phone calls I received. I treated myself to a massage and also received a gift certificate to a spa. So I'll be booking another appointment. And I'm so grateful for all that I've received, all that I have, and all that I'll be able to continue doing in this life. So celebrate the simple things about you and your life. Be thankful for the accomplishments rather than looking at what is left undone and yet to do. Appreciate what you have. You don't have to make a list unless you want to, but practice being grateful for you. Likewise, in loving yourself instead of beating yourself up, let the anxiety and worry in the moment be present and still find things to be grateful for. Try sending love to parts of your body that maybe you don't appreciate as much. When you wake in the morning, send love into your day. And when you're frustrated with something not going right, send love to it too. In Dr. Masaru Emoto's experiments with treating water with love and gratitude, the water formed the most brilliant crystals. If it actually, that quote should read it in as it was frozen into ice, it formed beautiful crystals. And if water responds this way, imagine what showing yourself gratitude and love can do to you. The Dalai Lama said this: compassion is something like a sense of care, a sense of concern for others' difficulties and pain. So it's wonderful to have more compassion. Yesterday, I attended an event in support of a local business, and it was amazing to see how many people were supportive and compassion poured out through everybody that attended to support this local family and business. That's what compassion is. Sharing the love for everyone around us. So here's some things to consider this week. We learn at a young age to say thank you to others. But how often do we thank ourselves? It's one of the most important things that we can do to express self-love and wellness. So here's some ideas for gifts that we can give to ourselves. Meditation. It's a beautiful way to center oneself, and it can be done anywhere at any time and can be as simple as mindful breathing. Mindful movement, such as yoga or walking along the beach or through the forest. Grounding. Or read a book that brings you joy, perhaps a book of poetry. And surround yourself with joy. I like to buy myself flowers and take some art classes, for example. And find a place of bliss. I like to take my dog for a walk down to the beach and just watch and listen to the waves. And slow down. Eat slowly, savoring each morsel of food. Stop and smell the flowers. And go to bed without worrying about having to do the dishes that night. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you, even if it feels silly at first. And finally, be grateful. Start a gratitude journal if you haven't already done so, and write in it each morning or night, or even both, a few of the things you were grateful for that day. So in conclusion, as of today, you are building the culture of gentle giantness, a culture where you are comfortable in your own skin and your mind are safe and loving. A place where you can be allowed to mess up without it being the end of the world. A culture where you love yourself more often than not. And when you don't, that's okay too. Today, in this world, you get to be yourself. You get to be different and unique and authentic. You get to fail and succeed. And you get to have good days and bad days. You get to say what you want and what doesn't work for you. Does that sound too woo-woo for you? Well, life is full and rich, and we cut ourselves off from experiencing even the smallest bit of its goodness because of our judgments. And there's so much more to life than what we've allowed. So let yourself be gentle with yourself and begin to think better of yourself. Let ideas of possibility, generosity, and kindness be what you focus on. Know and live from an expanding awareness of truth that there is a whole universe of things going on, and life is always working out. Be willing to let your perspective change. This is your gentle giantess. This is your grand rising. And I'll leave you with this final quote from Jack Kornfield. If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. And that takes us to our affirmation for the week. I let my gentleness reveal my giant self. So now it's time for news and updates for our center. If you're interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we will be offering the Foundations course via Zoom starting soon. So connect with me or check on our website to find out the details. And please let me know if there's another specific course, a workshop, or even a book study that you would be interested in taking. And we can plan dates for those as well. Or if you would like to have an individual or group meditation practice, I'm open to that experience with you as well. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, as our memberships do renew annually, or if you would like to be on the board of trustees, then please contact us so that we can send you the current forms. And we will be having our annual general meeting via Zoom this month on Saturday, April 27th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And everyone is welcome to join. However, you must be a member to vote in order to vote. So the Zoom link is posted on our website for you to join us. And I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. And now it's time for our mindful giving and financial support of our spiritual home. We rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. We bless the financial gifts that you give today, no matter the amount. Your contributions are circulated with our tithing to our greater organization, which reaches out globally as well as locally. And we also tithe to a local women's shelter that assists women and children that have left an abusive home and allows them the opportunity to become grateful for the assistance to become productive and successful members of our community. So donations can be made through PayPal or Tithely on our website, www.cslpv.org. And you'll find the donate buttons on both the landing page and on the page for the replays of the weekly talks. And if you are still wanting to write out physical checks, you can do so by addressing them to CSLPV number 403 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, B1Y8N1. And now please join me in our offertory affirmation. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you for coming and sharing this time together. And let's continue practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. So may peace and love be with you. Blessings to all. Namaste.